Hey guys, this is Donna Jones, and I'm really excited to sit down with tonight's guest, David Correy. We're going to talk to David, and we're going to talk about his backstory. We're going to get all the things that you guys ever wanted to know about. We're going to talk about it tonight. So don't go anywhere. This is Donna Jones Live.
Judge me on my flaws, 'cause I'm only human. Just let me kiss my scars, 'cause I'm only human. Don't run from it all. Don't run from it all. Don't run from it all. Don't run from it all.
I first saw him on, Instagram, and I immediately was drawn to his page and how talented he is. Please welcome David Correy. How are you, David?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm really super excited to sit down and talk with you. You have such an amazing story that I think a lot of people don't know and should know. So I want to start with, what is your first memory of, the first earliest memory you have of singing?
91 is such like a big year for me. It's tatted behind my ear too, which is crazy, but it's the first year of like a lot of things that mean a lot to me. It's the first year that my father put a microphone in my hand. That was always running around like grabbing stuff and I'd always be acting and like just saying, it's trying. It's like, well, wow. Let me, those back in the day, it had the cord going into the speaker. I got the picture and everything. And that year was like the first year. On top of the first year that I got my first album was Michael Jackson's Dangerous. Okay. And it was the first year that I found out that I was adopted. So it was like a whole encompassing of like a year of just retaining things that are so major.
Right.
And as time would progress, I had to figure out what those things meant to me for real.
And that was actually going to be my next question. When you found out you were adopted, how was that for you growing up and knowing that?
I was really insecure about it. I asked a lot of questions. My parents were very honest with me, but I mean, I'll go to school. I wasn't a kid that got picked on. I was very far from that, but
Right.
us being so young and so naive or just so uneducated to the fact of maybe what adopted meant.
Right.
My pops would drop me off at school or pick me up and they'd be like, yo, is that your grandpa? I'm like, nah, that's my pops. What you looking at? I was so raised not to see color. I saw negative or positive. Good person, bad person. Wow. Kind of cool, acquaintance. I was never raised to be like, you're this. Right. So like I'm just David. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, it was hard. I wouldn't say until I went to college that I was like, wow, this is unique. I'm unique. This is different. Treated as such. And I think that was like when I really accepted it. But it was hard growing up, man.
Did you ever have any connection with your birth mother?
Yeah. After being on the TV show X Factor, that opened me up to an international platform to give me the light to see that I had other family. I said the same thing I would say to anybody if I, like, yo, he goes, what are you using your voice for? I was like, yo, to reconnect with my birth mother. And that's more for the page in your life, right? Our life is a book, man. That chapter was blank. But the craziest part was it's the first chapter of my life. Yeah. So how am I on chapter 20, but I don't know anything about chapter 1? You might have told me, but I don't know. For real, for real. So many concerns and questions I want to know.
Have you had a chance to talk with her and kind of either close that chapter or open that chapter?
Yeah. We reunited after X Factor. Is a crazy story. Unbelievable God, whatever you believe in, but God is great.
God is great.
We reunited back in my town, Pernambuco in Recife, Brazil. And they had everything set up for me, flew me out there, I performed. I reunited with my biological mother, excuse me, my sister, my niece, my nephew, all my family, my cousins, my aunts, the aunts that helped my biological mother as she went through the process. I don't even know what it would be like to selflessly give up your daughter or son for adoption. It takes a type of individual to do that.
But your mom was really young
Yeah,
when she had you.
Yeah, she was 13, 14 years old. And, you know, one of the first things that I said to her when I finally met her was just like, no, not even one of them. It was the first thing I said. I said, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for giving me to have a better life. Watch this. Giving me an opportunity to potentially have a better life than where I was. Right. Because where I wasn't set up to see the things that I've been able to see right now.
Right.
Now I'd have been the favela. I'd have been the favela kid, you know.
Right.
And the coolest part about where I'm from is how much Brazilians, just South America, appreciate life.
Yeah.
No matter how bad it is. Like where I'm from makes certain parts of Baltimore and DC look like Candyland. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that, like that. So it's like I appreciate that. So, it's a very, very motivating story.
So have you guys stayed connected over the course of your career and your growth?
Yeah. So after that, we met. I talked to my biological mother. I try to at least maybe once every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Once every week, there's a language barrier. Right. We have to have somebody there to help us. I don't speak fluent Portuguese. She doesn't speak fluent English. Right. I'm 100% Brazilian. There's no other thing. I'm trying, but like it's difficult. And when I see her, sometimes my conversation isn't what it should be because I'm so intrigued by like, wow, like, is this my life? Is this really this is like. Wow. It's like Where's Waldo of like telling a story but trying to find somebody in the same breath. Like I can't, I've had such a dope life and I had no choice to make it this dope until I understood what I was. So to have people playing that much of a major role before I got a chance to start making my own decisions, that's...
What do you think you are in your eyes?
Now, I'm David. Back then, that's what people saw me, but I saw me as maybe potentially just as a color or just an indecisive, like, what am I? Like, am I this, am I that, trying to find my own way? Right. And I think that's had a lot to play within my musical background. I don't, like, the same way I look at color, same way I look at music. Wow. If I feel it, I'm going to do it. So, like, you'll catch me on a day, like I said, Car Chronicles, like, you ride with David for an hour. You gonna hear anything from Eminem to Linkin Park to Pink to Usher to India.Arie to D'Angelo to it's just all over the place. You know?
So those are all pieces of you, and when you're driving and you're listening to that music, what thought comes to mind? Is that a moment for you of peace? Is that a moment for you to just kind of escape?
Every morning I wake up, I have to listen to music immediately. I don't text, I turn on, I have 4 JBL pills that play music in my house, and I have to listen to music. Like, granted I have my parents, of course, but they're almost their own parents in a way. Right. Music is like step-parents. They raise me. Right. Like, I go off the emotion of how music makes me feel to dictate my mood. How do you feel today? And be honest. I don't cheat my emotions. If I'm sad, I'm gonna listen.
I love that. I don't cheat my emotions.
Heck no, I don't cheat my emotions. If I feel a certain type of way today, I'm gonna listen to Purple Rain. You know, and I see when I hear the song, I see him saying, this is from my father. And I know I lost both my parents, so I know it's like I use music to guide my emotions.
So growing up, being your mom giving up to you, becoming adopted by, a beautiful family, and then losing them. Yeah. How has that been for you?
It destroyed me. It turned me on to a lot of bad habits. It made me do a lot of things I regret. I took out certain emotions on people that I'm sorry about. But when I look at it, you know, that's just what I was going through. Imagine, like, you know, being at what you think is the next level of your career, and I'm thriving.
Yeah.
I come from a town of 4,700 people, no stoplights. You look at the Wikipedia of Reva, Maryland, it's me and a crab house.
Wow.
So for people saying, like, I don't know how to do it, bro, there was no blueprint to me. And I'm coming up in a day and age where there's no social media, there's no internet. I'm doing AOL dial-up.
Wow.
So I figured it out. You be all right. You can figure it out. So it's like, I'm like, I thought I was gonna die. I thought I thought I was dying. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. When my dad's casket closed, I mean, he passed away Christmas Eve night.
Oh my gosh.
And I tell people all the time, you can sit here and say whatever you want to say, like David was this or David, cool. That's on you. But until you go through it, you'll never understand. You can still call your mother regardless of the relationship that you have. You can still call your father regardless of the relationship you have, even if you're not that close. You can still make that choice in your mind to establish one, try to figure out one, or whatever. Those people selflessly chose me. You couldn't tell my mother I didn't come from her physically. My father is the man of all men. Army bred, blue collar. That I don't remember a day that man didn't tell me he loved me.
Wow.
So for me, it broke me down to help build me up to who I am now. I'm extremely stronger. I'm way more mature. I'm not acting off of all my emotions. Granted, I say I use music to guide them.
Right.
But like I said, I feel like that's my
Your
music
outlet?
is my therapy. Yeah, 100%. But I was heartbroken, man. I still am. I still deal with it.
Right.
I drive by the gravesite as much as I can, talk to them. It's gotten easier. It used to be I couldn't even walk up to it, or then it went to walking up to it to bawling to not even be able to get any words out. To now, it's like I sit there and it sounds crazy. I don't know if anyone's lost anyone that's watching this. Yeah, you know, I talk to them.
Right.
I make it, you know, it's a conversation.
Do you think that they're looking down on you, and what would you say that they're proud of everything you've accomplished?
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's probably a lot of things that they're not happy about, and there's a lot of things they probably are very proud of that I know they are. But there's a lot of things I know they're probably not that I need to work on, and I still am. I'm a work in progress. We all are.
Yep.
I tell people all the time, like, you know, we have this day and age in 2018 where we idolize things.
Yeah.
And like, bro, you're
And
only
people.
seeing their perfections. You're not seeing their imperfections. I don't judge social media off of based on how I'm supposed to act or how I'm supposed to feel or how I'm supposed to carry my life. I'm too real to do that.
Right.
And I don't take my real life problems out on social media as well. I use music as my outlet to use my voice as a story to help other people because it helps me. And the crazy part is at first I used music to only solely help me. But once you realize the impact that something you do that you love has on other people,
Yep. That's when you begin to grow.
100%. And when I do everything, I think about it now like, yo, what could this do for somebody else? Because I know what it's done for me.
So let's fast forward to X Factor.
Okay.
You perform.
Yeah.
And what was that like when you first stepped on stage?
Oh, man. Well, can I be honest with you? I've never said this to anybody, but I've said it to one person, but not on camera for people to hear me, but like, I miss the feeling of X Factor. I'm gonna tell you why. I carried it like I had nothing to lose. I'm relentless. I'm out here. Whatever. You gonna judge me? Cool. Whatever. I was on some Cardi B for real. I didn't care what. I was on some like, how you doing? All right, cool. Sing. Hey, yeah. I'm gonna just go. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's like my attitude has now kind of started getting back to that finally because I was so hurt.
Yeah.
So heartbroken. Felt like I thought I was gonna kill myself when my parents died. I thought the mother of my child at the time I found out she was pregnant like 3 weeks, a month after the fact. Like I couldn't even take that into consideration because yo, bro, like I know you're pregnant, I know we're together, but I just lost my father and my mom. Like I wasn't in the headspace.
Right.
So when I went on X Factor, both of them were alive, no kid. Like this is my spot. I've been working my butt off for this. Right. And then fast forward to parents dying, and then fast forward to now, I'm finally in the best headspace I've been post parents' death to being where I need to be.
But I kind of feel like you have to know that you know, they came into your life and they took you and raised you and made you this amazing man. And sometimes I feel like when things tragic happens, we don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
But when we see what they've done and who they've made you, the person that they've made you into, you have to really be so grateful and so thankful that the time I've had with you is so amazing.
I'm not gonna
and
lie.
they've done what I think they were supposed to do.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It took me till probably like the past like 5-6 months to understand and reason with the fact that I had to tell myself, like, David, they were alive to see your greatest accomplishments. Yeah. And I've reasoned with that. Now we can have conversations and I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna do what I did when I was talking about it. Now we're in a position where, you know, we have new situations and new deals on the table to move forward the agenda that was.
Right.
And not have all the speed bumps. Granted, they're still gonna always come because that's life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But like when I tell you I'm on Somali, I like this time it's not like, this is how nonchalant it is. Oh, y'all fighting? Cool, I seen that before, I'm gonna go over this way. Or cool, y'all fighting? I know how to deal with this. Like I know how to deal with things now differently. I was acting so much off of emotion that I wasn't able to like grab my mind. So now, 2018 going 2019, we just walked on the stage of KYS Fest with LMA, her, Jacquees, and we still out here. And every year, I just keep getting better.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you go from X Factor, and just as a side note, you also was accepted to Berkeley.
Yeah, I got
like that is so amazing.
It's pretty crazy. I think that's like kind of, you know, people ask me what's my biggest accomplishment.
Yeah.
I think Berkeley was because I was a teenager when I auditioned to get a scholarship, and I was so cocky. I'm a teenager. We think we know everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my, I got this. I'm gonna go get this scholarship. I'm gonna go to the summer program for 3 months. I'm talking like that. And that's not even who I really am, but I'm a teenager. I'm misguided. Mm-hmm. I think every kid in their junior year think they know everything in high school.
Every kid thinks they know everything.
I did everything illegal in my junior year. My GPA was the worst my junior year. And I went out there and I flopped miserably. It was the most humbling experience of my life. Junior year, senior year, summer camps, I flopped.
Wow.
I went out there to get a scholarship for Berklee College of Music. My mom came and picked me up with my pop, and like it's an 8-hour drive. Like the whole drive, you know, they don't lose their breath, they don't lose their lungs. So it's like they were like, yo, you know, you need to practice. And then Berklee went on a worldwide tour for the scholarship again, and my senior year. It was my junior year, excuse me. And my senior year, when they came back around, they had the auditions in Baltimore, and I sang His Eyes on a Sparrow. And I sang a piece from Bye Bye Birdie musical. That's really how I started with musicals as a kid, and I got the scholarship, 4-year scholarship at Berklee College of Music.
Wow, that is impressive.
Yeah.
And people may look at you and think, what do people look at you and think? Because you're tatted from head to toe.
Yeah.
But you have the most amazing voice. Do they think you're a rapper when they?
Rapper, tattoo artist, get rich scheme, bail bonds assistant. I don't know. Like it's nothing that has anything to do with are you a singer, but a lot of the time it's something within the entertainment. But it's never first just singing. You're a singer. Heck no. Then you know I'm not trying to be funny. Are you some type of rapper or something? Like yo, bro, like for real. That's what you think because I got, you know. It's just like nah. And I use the art to express myself. I don't do it just because, hey yo, I got Kwame. No, I don't got no crazy, like nah, like everything like this right here, breathe. It's a rose from my mother and says breathe. My mom came to every concert I've ever done in my life. She never missed one. And she sit in the front row every time I told her I wouldn't perform, and she would do this. Yo, baby, you gotta breathe. And I'd read her mouth. So every time I grab the mic, it says breathe.
That is amazing.
A lot of people don't know that. This one right here, it says soar. Right before I did the Judges Home audition, my great aunt Bobby, rest in peace, she goes, David, there's a difference between flying and soaring, and you'll know the difference once you get to that level. And I saw this bird by itself. I swear to you, I can't make this up. And it's like this one bird just flew across and then I got this. So it's like everything means something to me.
Is there one particular thing that really stands out that means the most to
I'd
you?
say the breathe tattoo for
The
sure.
breathe.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and then the one behind here, when I met my birth mother for the first time, is a picture of Mother Mary, and there's tears in her eyes, and they're red. Like I felt like she felt so much pain in a good way and a bad way. Does that make sense? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like kind of like a contradiction, but like it made sense to me when I saw her. She had so much pain in her eyes, but so much love.
You've been through so much to get to right here. At what point did you feel like, with the success and with things coming at you, like, is this really happening? Like, did you doubt it? Did you embrace it, or were you just like, wow, this is happening?
Every day. I don't think it ever goes away. I have my days. You know, the people closest to me be like, you know, like, oh, you just look so positive every day.
Yeah.
I try to be as much as possible. I'm still a human.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Not yesterday, but the day before, I ain't want to get out of bed. I was like, yo, my life sucks, ... Yeah, of course,
Wow.
I'm human.
Yeah.
I have my days where I'm like, I ain't shit. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't done nothing. This is like, whatever.
You feel like you've done. There are times, because I understand that, there are
Yeah.
times in your life when you feel like, you know, people can need to remind you, like, hey, you've come so far, but you still feel like, I haven't done anything.
Those people are gone out my life. My parents tell me every day they're proud of me. I have to tell myself I'm proud of me.
Wow.
I wake myself up every day. Ain't nobody telling me to go to the gym or like pay attention to this or it's me.
Yeah.
Now I have the people around, a great team around me. Great family, great band, great internal team. They ride with me. They over here to the side. I have great people around me. But at the end of the day, they're not like they're with me every second of the day. I'm with me every second of the day.
Absolutely.
So I don't go home to them. I go home to me. I'm by myself. So it's like,
Wow.
you know, and you know, and being a new father is difficult, especially in my industry.
Absolutely.
It's not for everybody. I don't expect it to be for everybody.
Right.
I think just seeing my parents evolve together was the greatest thing I've ever seen because they're two completely different people. My mom put up with so much crap with my father as I found out that I got older to know, based upon notes left behind. But they built an empire together. It was amazing. I never knew anything about that till I got older when I asked the right questions because I was so immature to not ask. But it takes a certain kind of person to be with a person in my industry. And I'm not perfect.
Absolutely.
I'm flawed as hell, actually.
So, David, I want to kind of fast forward now to your career and David Correy.
Okay.
Let's talk about when you first got signed to your label and just how that whole, how everything led up to that.
I've had multiple situations and deals. I mean, I've been through the ringer of like broken promises and certain things. And once I got to a certain level, because we live in a day and age now where we are able to manipulate the system enough to like make things look what they aren't.
Right.
That's not what I want to do. I want to accomplish real things and then be a businessman. And I created my own brand, which is Urban Rock.
Wow.
Urban Rock Records. Everything about us is a brand. You know what I'm saying? My whole squad walked in here with our brand. I think that's extremely important, watching the greats.
Amazing. So, David, let's talk about Urban Rock label, Urban Rock Records. Tell me about that.
It's just a brand that I remember where I was when I came up with it, but it represents my upbringing. Mm-hmm. It's like urban. Sometimes people identify with like just hip hop. Well, I feel like urban is just like it's cool, it's in, it's soulful, it's everything.
Yeah.
And then rock, for me, everyone's like, you know, you think it's just like rock. But I'm like, yeah, it's like, it rocks, it's dope. So it's all influences incorporated. Mm-hmm. And it's just something I believe in. And I studied Jay-Z with what he did with Dame Dash with Rockefeller. Mm-hmm. I studied what Wiz Khalifa did with Taylor Gang. Rest in peace. I studied what Mac Miller did with Most Dope. MGK with Lace Up. Everything is a brand. And that's more of a rapper base. I don't really see singers doing like that, but I love hip hop. I was influenced by that type of scene. And it's different for me because you hear me sing, and you see all the jewelry and stuff, like, what? Like, it's kind of like the braids, it's just the task, it throws them off, and it doesn't throw me off. That's who I am.
So are you just, so you're signed to yourself?
I'm signing myself, yeah. I signed
That's
myself.
amazing.
And my goal was to eventually one day to obviously always do music, but like, you know, pass the torch and knowledge on things that I have to others.
Wow.
I don't ever want to be the smartest person in the room, because if I am, then I'm not evolving. There should be no ceilings to your progression, ever. That's not real.
Personal growth, I think, is something that is so important, because even, you know, it's something that I'm doing, that when you grow and you learn and you feed your person, yourself, I think that's the only way for you to really evolve. You know, people want, I'll say, they want God to change their circumstance. They want him to give them this and that. But God will change your circumstances, but he'll change you first.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said previously, question earlier, like when you're talking about what I was going through with my parents and stuff, I wasn't willing to. I was stuck in my ways. I was doing a lot of dumb stuff. Now, post all that, I have great people around me that are not only witnessing the change, but helping push the change.
So everyone's around you is not saying yes to whatever you want.
To the nah.
Because a lot of, you know, you hear a lot of the artists, you know, they get into these type of situations because they have people that don't want to say no, or don't want to say, hey, David, that might not be a good idea.
Nah, they'll tell me that. I think another way to, nah. I got some real ones around me. And they're ready to ride for me. You know, I don't have by default I do, but you know, my godfather, I love him to death, you know what I'm saying? That to me is like, you know, but it's my friends are my family.
Yeah.
You know? My aunt too, my Aunt Peggy is the last of my dad's sisters. You know, I have to really be strong. I have to wake up every day and say, you got this.
Yeah.
Every day. Every day is urban rock. Every day is let's go do it. Every day I gotta act like I give a shit. Yo, man, that's at the club tonight. I don't give a fuck. Give a shit about that.
Right.
But like I gotta act like I care. Because I have to be strong now to want to keep going, because I know the benefit of what it can do, because I've experienced what it can do.
Right.
I have $500.85 in my account when I did my deal with Coca-Cola and became the global ambassador for the World Cup in 2014. I never forget this. I was walking up the steps. It's long ass steps. It's 3 stories. It was cold as hell. And I did the deal, and I ain't never seen that much money in my life.
Wow.
Transfer. And I'm just like, I got the phone call when I was driving to the beach. Every time I've had something happen to me, it's been in a random spot. But when opportunity meets preparation, you're gonna be successful.
It's an amazing thing.
People, like, I genuinely believe a lot of people get successful, they're not ready for it. And we see their trials and woes on a major platform.
Yeah.
Now, I was dealing with mine behind doors. I wasn't like here and then this case. I got a chance to deal with my problems.
To get ready for.
So by the time it happened, I'm like, that's what we dealing with? Bro, I just lost both my parents.
Right.
I'll be all right. I can deal with your timid ass for 5 minutes. I can deal with your janky self for 2 seconds. I can deal with your indecisive. I can deal with the bad decisions. I can deal with it because I can deal with myself now.
Wow.
That makes sense?
It does, you know, and that's the thing. For you to have to be able to decipher in this business, you have to be able to walk into a room and decipher who is who, and you got to do it real quick.
Yeah, like
you got to do it real quick.
Yeah.
Has that been something that maybe has been hard for you, or do you feel like I got that?
No, I definitely got trust issues. I think that's based upon the certain personal woes I've taken.
Yeah.
On top of the fact I'm dealing with an industry that I'm not going to ask a person in the corner that doesn't have more than $10 in their pocket how to make $1 million. So, I mean, I'll listen to you. If I retain it, it's different. but you still haven't got it. So why am I necessarily asking you? But I'll still sit and have the conversation because I'm humble enough.
Right.
But you really gotta like understand that this business, the entertainment business, painting, modeling, music, acting, it's all encompassed, it all comes together.
Right.
You are going to hear some of the most ill stories you ever heard in your life to try to get you, play you,
Yep.
win you, wine and dine you. I have heard it all. I literally, ever since X Factor, I want to say this personally. Thank you, Simon Cowell. This is exactly how I'm doing every situation moving forward. I'm Simon Cowell and all of y'all. Women,
Wow.
business, everything, because it's real.
Yep.
Yo, look how blank faced he is when he says, all right, peep this. I've been waiting my whole life to sing this song. He gonna do this. Melanie, good luck. And then she says, how do you feel about your performance there? He's like, oh my God, I've been practicing this song my whole life. and then he gonna be like this, it was absolutely ghastly. And he has no remorse. He speaks his mind.
Exactly how it is.
And that's just how it is. That's how the music industry is. But that's how it is. But that's how, in the same sentence, in the same breath of having to know what's real and what's not, that's what it's not. They are also the most two-faced, tell you what you want to hear. Mm-hmm. Some of these artists that walk into buildings, that take meetings, they already know they're not going to sign them. But they're going to waste your time enough to juice you to make you think that you're going to get a situation, and then you walk out of there, yeah, we're going to hit you soon, man. You don't hear the call. Then you want to quit. Then you go through this whole, it's just like, it's 2018. I say this to all artists. Know your niche, know your market, know your way to make it, know your way to gain fans, supporters, know your way to make money, and perfect that craft, because it will work for you eventually. And the days that you think that people aren't watching, and the day that you decide to quit, is the day that person that you've always dreamt of meeting is watching what you're doing. And I genuinely believe that because it's happened to me.
Absolutely amazing.
That's some real life, because 3 days ago I had a legendary producer in my email that, in my DM that I always want to work with. Like, yo, bro, what we gonna do? I'm like, I had one of the worst days of my life a few days ago, but that's fine. But that's what I'm saying, like, don't stop because you don't know when or not they are looking, and that's real. That's to any artist doing their thing. And, to anyone that's not hip to me prior to this, or the people that are, man, what you can look for from me is all brand new content. I've been releasing some really dope content for y'all, and
Yeah, so tell us about the current project that you're working on and you just released.
I have so much music online.
Yeah.
And music is so subjective that I give what I feel. I don't expect everyone to like everything that I do.
Right.
But I do it from the heart, and I hope that it touches somebody. So right now I'm not currently working on specifics.
Okay.
I'm just living, making music. Like,
I love that.
Like,
I love it.
I don't know how explicit we can get, but like if I'm horny that day, I'm gonna make some freaky shit. If I'm listening to a Latin record, I'm like, dang, like I want to do some Latin music today. Or if I'm Only Human might be one of the most. I can't listen to that too long because I get emotional. But like if that's how I feel that day, I'm gonna talk about it. If I'm on some like hip hop, like dang, this shit hard, like Future or you know what I'm saying, some Drake or whatever, like I'm gonna give you that bounce. And that's my blessing to be able to cater to all. But it doesn't look like I'm trying.
Right.
I'm not reaching, it's who I am.
What's your first love?
First love?
Yeah.
Music. That's real.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, time out. Time out.
Okay.
Sports.
Sports?
100%, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the first thing I did when I came to America. My dad put me in sports. T-ball, soccer, that's what I was doing. I was playing baseball and soccer. So Latino. But,
Nice.
But yeah, sports.
Sports is your first love. Music is your second love.
Second, ultimately, to be the first, but yes.
Ultimate to be the first.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Have you ever been in love?
Yeah. So, yeah. It's the greatest, worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
And they know, they laughing in the back. We hear them right now. They know what I'm going. They know what I'm going through. But like, love is like the greatest, worst feeling because you give your all, you're vulnerable, and then it's like the ultimate epitome of like a pit in your stomach when it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, and then you gain at being an artist, because I call you an artist. That's what you do. It's your business, right?
Yeah.
We already have trust issues in our business,
Yeah.
entertainment-wise. But then to be lost in the personal life, you like, you want some Tupac out the window, middle fingers up, like I don't trust anybody.
Anybody.
Yo, I be in a room with people now that tell me stuff, I swear to God, I take myself outside of my body and watch it, just be like this. Oh, God, Lord.
Really?
And I be seeing these youngins, they're 21. I remember when I was 21, I wanted to go to every party. I was at every party. I want to talk to everybody. Yo, bro, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
I'm grown. Like, what are we doing? Are we doing it or are we not doing it? Because I really don't give a shit. I got shit to do. Like, I'm on that tip now. Like, if it's not progressive, if it's not about moving my family to the next level, my friends to the next level, my talent to the next level, my business to the next level, my life to the next level, miss me with the everyday conversation. Unless I'm at the bar and I'm by myself when I'm tipsy, that's cool.
Then we can talk.
Then we can talk. If I'm at a strip club, we might be able to talk a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna talk about nothing because I don't care. That's my ignorance. I don't care, bruh. Like, but I, in the same breath, respect the fact that that's where I was. And I still am too. I still am. I'm still coming up.
Degree.
So I'm gonna sit there and talk to you.
Right. So if there's one conversation that you would want to have, and one person that you would have that conversation with, who would it be?
Alive or dead?
Both.
Do I know them previously?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Who would you want to talk to?
I would want to talk to my father right now. That'd be the first. And it's crazy that I said that before my mom, and I'm a mama's boy.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. And I told that to my friend the other day. I was like, yo, and he was like, I know you're, he's like, I know you're, like, I don't know, like, I didn't have to gain my mom's respect as long as I had to gain my father's.
Really?
And as a man, you want to gain, yo. I know a lot of my homeboys that don't have a father figure in their life, for real, they take seriously. I do. Yeah. My pops was the ultimate man. I'll never be half of who he is. So him, and then musically, I got three off the top of my head, but I'll just say three. But Tupac, Eminem, and Mike.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Now, if I could have lunch with anybody,
Who would you have lunch with, David?
I got 10 minutes of your time. Miss Carrie, baby.
Oh wow!
Oh, I got a crush. Okay, that's my celebrity crush.
That's awesome.
I love Carrie Hudson.
She's super talented.
I feel like she overlooked and underrated because she's so humble.
Yeah.
But that's my celebrity. I love Carrie Hudson.
So, real quick before we wrap up, I want to know where do you see yourself going? Where do you want to be? Where is the epitome of David Correy going?
I mean, what I'm gonna say is gonna sound cliche, but what I mean is like obviously to the next level of outside of being attached to a brand. I want my brand to be my name. Not David Correy was on X Factor. Not David Correy was the global ambassador for Coca-Cola. Traveled over 40 countries. Song went over 40 number ones. Mm-hmm. Yo, that dude David. I want to be in a Sunday conversation. Sundays when the boys are playing basketball, I'll be like, man, LeBron, man, you tripping, man. KD is at that. Nah, man. Steph Curry, like, yo, my man. Bruno Mars is, man, nah. Justin Timberlake, nah. David Correy.
Wow.
That's what I want. I need to be in Sunday conversation. That's my level up. That's what I want. And I'm willing to put the work in to do that. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of people talk about what they want to do, but are they willing to do it is the difference. And I've sacrificed watching people have kids younger than me, getting married younger than me, being in relationships, and
right.
I'm still out here just trying, you know. I have a beautiful daughter, and, you know, what I'm doing is not for me anymore. It's a legacy. Yeah. I'm borrowing time right now. This isn't mine. Nothing's mine. It's hers, and I'm not going to be here forever.
Do you know the difference between being rich and being wealthy?
Absolutely, and wealthy is my kids. Rich is the moment because, you know, at this day and age, we're going to blow it fast. Yeah. You know? I understand legacy, and I understand that the people around you that you care about don't understand sacrifice and that you're doing it for the right reasons and can't trust you for that, then it's never gonna work for you to be around those people.
How do you feel about your fans? How has that been for you coming up and seeing the love that you get from your fans?
It's amazing. I mean, that's what makes me go as far as I go in the music aspect. I'm not expecting you to tell me you like every single thing, but the type of comments and compliments that I get, you know, I have multiple phones and I set up a line where people call me. I want them to. So like to see like the most thoroughest individual calling me from, you have a collect call from to tell me that their song got them through their day, to a kid that's like, hey man, I'm a doctor too, I don't know how to go about it, or to the typical, oh my God, that's Pay, or whatever.
So you hear all of that?
Yeah, I hear everything, man. But I want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Like, cool, man. Like that's what's up, because you incorporate all that in your music.
So do you talk to your fans?
Hell yeah, every day. And if I don't, they'll tell you right now. What they say here? Look it up. Yes, I do.
That is amazing.
Yeah, you have to. The people are you.
Yes, absolutely. This has been an amazing conversation.
Yeah?
Thank you so much
You had a good
for
time?
taking the time to talk with me. And,
Good.
I think so many people will truly get a lot from what we talked about tonight.
I hope so. I hope you see all of me, the jokes, the real, all that. Because this is what it is, man. That's what music is too, man. We want to laugh, love, cry, and live, man.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to see what you're going to do next.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Correy. Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
This is Donna Jones
God bless.
with David Correy.